Just getting ready to start out on today's hike, which is going out to Noah's Ark Peak. The more popular trail goes out to an overlook that looks out at Noah's Ark Peak, but I wanted to actually get up on top of it. So I did some research, and it looks like if I take this Henderson Hill Trail and then do some bushwhacking, theoretically I will be able to get over there. And this trail starts just with immediately needing to get across this creek with these fences, so that's exciting. Okay. Where am I going from here? Do I need to also get across this one across here, it looks like. Okay. So this is not how I was expecting this hike to start. This thing's actually got some volume to it. Oh my. How stable is this beaver dam? Stable enough, okay. Okay, made it to the trail. This hike that I'm doing, actually getting up on top of Noah's Ark, I found a record of 2 people doing it. I think one was like 8 years ago and one was 22 years ago. So, not entirely sure how doable this will actually be. It sounded like it was just some off-trail bushwhacking that wasn't terrible, but that was a very, very long time ago, so who knows what it's like now. This trail has gotten moderately steep, but I've started to get some nice views up here. It's going up this very steep hill that is just walking up dust. Whew. No evidence of any use on this trail other than horse poop every once in a while. Haven't seen any footprints. I don't think this gets hiked often, if ever. I think I'm getting close to the end of the trail. The Henderson Hill Trail does not go to the top of Henderson Hill. It goes near it, and on the map it just ends. See if it actually just ends or not. And it has gotten quite hot already. Oh, I've got a thermometer on my pack. It says 86 already, which is quite a bit warmer than the hikes I've been doing, where it's been in the 50s and the 60s. Well, that long extended hill was actually so steep and loose it was difficult to get up. Definitely would have been very hard without hiking poles. Got another trough up here. And some more piping. Huh. Well, none of these looks like they've been used in a very long time. Wonder if this used to be pasture land up here? That report that I read that talked about hiking through huge herds of cows, I want to say it was from 2004 or 2006. So 20 or 22 years ago. I wonder if those are relics from back then. The trail leads out into this clearing and then vanishes. This stuff does not look fun to bushwhack through. So Henderson Hill is straight out that way, up over that ridge somewhere, and Noah's Ark is a little bit to the right. Well, this is not impassable, but it's not great. I was hoping there were going to be some animal trails to follow, but there aren't really. I bet there used to be cow trails when they had cows up here, but I think it might have been a long time since they've had cows up here. And it's getting even thicker up here. Not sure I'll even be able to tell where the actual top of Henderson Hill is. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get out the other side of this. Yeah, I think so. Okay, I think right here, right up there is going to be the highest point of Henderson Hill. Whew. Should have come from the other direction. You can even see out a little bit over here from the top of Henderson Hill. Not much. There's lots of trees, but you can see out a little ways. And this, the top of Henderson Hill, is actually higher than where I'm going to be going over to Noah's Ark. This is 8,648, and Noah's Ark over that way is going to be 8,579. Not sure how accurate those are. It also shows the top of Henderson Hill in a very incorrect spot out over that way in the valley. So it is possible that the topographical map also lists incorrect height for these, since it has their summits in the wrong place also. Okay, finally made it out through all those trees. Got slightly turned around in there. I had to finish my arc. I had straightened out too early. I want to be going up this way. And there is Noah's Ark out there. That looks like an easier place to get up, although going down does not look terribly fun. Oh well. Here we go. Just making for that ridge over there. This scrub has gotten really thick in here. Difficult to get through. Have to keep winding out of the way I want to go. Try to find a path through. This is so thick. Really hoping this doesn't go all the way across. This is so slow going. Well, somewhere between the last quarter and half mile has just been nothing but this, I think it might be mahogany scrub. So I've just been walking hunched over, zigzagging through all of these, trying not to snag my lightweight sun hoodie on anything and rip it. So far, so good. The color of the dirt is turning red, so I think I must be coming up on the way up onto Noah's Ark with all of the red rock up there. At some point, hoping to be able to see something to tell where I'm going. This is terrible. Oh, I can see. Okay, there's where I want to go, right there. Just a little farther. And we're coming out. Made it. Holy cow, is that an atrocious section of hike. This side looks much more open. I'm going to look while I'm up there, but I very much doubt there's an alternate way to get back across to Henderson Hill. This side is so much better. Still lots of scrub, but they can't grow up as much through all this red rock and dirt. What a nice view up here. And there's Bryan Head again on the right, and Sydney Peaks on the left. The Yankee Meadows Reservoir is down in the valley in between over there. Topographical map shows that this is the high point up here, but I think it's wrong and it's going to be across over there. I think there's going to be a better view over there anyway. The topographical maps have been wrong about the location and heights of several hikes that I've done in this area out here. I had never really run into them being inaccurate before, but apparently this area they did not do a very good job on. Yeah, there's no cairn or anything marking the high point, and that definitely looks taller over there. I'm gonna head across to that side. Well, the hike across hasn't been too bad. I had to squeeze through a couple bushes. There's Grand Castle out down there. Some very nice rock formations in the valley down below. I think we'll be able to see Parowan down below once we get up to the top on the other side. And there's the road I came in on down there. Parked along it down over there. Just a little bit further. There's a hawk or an eagle flying around over there. Hasn't come close enough to be able to tell. I'm a little nervous about flying the drone when there's an eagle around. I'd want to become very interested in my drone and try to attack it before. Might wait to see if he leaves before I fly it around. Well, I'm almost up at the top. Very curious to see if there's going to be a register up here. See if there's any indication of how often this gets climbed. Because I cannot imagine it is very often. Yeah, this is definitely the true summit. Topographical map is wrong. Doesn't look like there's a register though. Oh well. Awesome view up here. I see the eagle's shadow circling me still. I think the Noah's Ark lookout, the trail that people can actually hike where there's a trail the whole way, comes up down over there somewhere. But apparently there's no way to actually get up. You just get clipped out if you try to climb from over there. So you have to go the very long back way around that I did to get up here. Well, I'm going to sit down and eat an apple and take a break and see if this eagle will vacate the vicinity so I can fly my drone, although there are now two of them flying around up there. We'll see what happens. Well, the eagles or hawks are still circling. Walk down to the end out there. And I've just been having a nice rest up here on top. I did notice, it looks like there is buried in here a trail register. Okay, it's in. Can I get this open? Okay, it's in a film canister inside a Gerber baby food jar. Oh, and there's actually stuff in here. Okay. Let's see what's in here. 8208. family climbed it. Father's Day 2019 and 2011. (6/30/23) and 7/13/24. So that's the most recent so far, 7/13/24. 2005. The register in this tiny little thing goes back to 2005? That's how infrequently this gets climbed. '97. Holy cow. (6/15/19). Tom G. I'm pretty sure that's the trip description I read was his time up here in 2019. 6/18/24. 1989. Only 2 pieces of paper left in here. 2007 Scout Troop. And 6/15/19 Tom G. Apparently he signed it twice. Okay. And the last piece of paper. 2009. So this has been climbed, looks like, about 20 times ever. And the most recent time was June of 24. So no one has been up here in over 2 years. Wow. That's even more infrequent than I was expecting. There were only, I think, like 2 or 3 records of anyone ever being up here online. So I guess it's not that surprising, but that is crazy. So I'm gonna sign my name on here with that pencil and stuff this all back in the film canister inside the Gerber baby food container. So now I'm going to head back across and then down and through that horrendous mahogany scrub. I'm considering just taking my shirt off to go through it so I don't tear it. I think I'd rather get some cuts than ruin my shirt because it These sun hoodies are fairly expensive and they rip pretty easy. We'll see. I think I can get through if I just go slowly and carefully. It's just a huge pain, and there's definitely no way to get around that. You can see the thick part from here. It's not that long. It's probably only a quarter mile. It just seems like forever because you have to go so slowly and carefully and walk in a weird crouch walk the whole way. I don't know how I didn't notice this before, but from this side you can see the windows in the side of Noah's Ark. That guy I ran into yesterday, Vertical George, told me that there was a Methodist minister who came through the area and named all the stuff around here, and that's why things have names like Noah's Ark. Although that was the only example he could give me. So I have no idea if that is accurate or not. I've not seen anything about that anywhere. But he does live in the area and has been hiking all over out in here, so if anybody would know, I feel like he would. I don't know why it needed to be a Methodist minister though. I feel like it could have just been a Mormon. There's a nice view. Yeah, I didn't even notice all the windows in the sides before. Well, that was not nearly as bad on the way back. I just went further to the north side of the saddle, and it was thinner over there, much easier to get through until about halfway across. And then it got really thick, but I just cut back to the middle there, and it was already past the worst part at that point. Made it through without tearing my sun hoodie, which was my whole goal. Now I just have to get back up this hill, which is going to be more tiring but less annoying. I'm once again very thankful that these areas don't really have ticks. I'm sure they have some, but I've never seen one. Doing something like that anywhere down south or out east, or even in the Midwest nowadays, you would just be covered in ticks. But around here you can just barrel through whatever, and all I'm really worried about is rattlesnakes. Back up on Henderson Hill. Now through the scrub that's on top of Henderson Hill to get to the other side to climb down. Made it back to the trailhead. Ended up being about 5.5 miles, 1,600 feet of elevation gain, and a little under 4 hours. So I'm gonna get back across here, put my stuff away in the car, and then come back down here, I think, and dunk my head in the water and wash my socks off because they got super dirty going through those really dusty sections. And then I'll go try to find something to eat in town and then go find a campsite. And it's the 4th of July, so hopefully when I wake up in the morning there won't be a whole bunch of new fires making smoke everywhere out here, since it's kind of a tinderbox everywhere. I was supposed to be on that side, wasn't I? Oh wow. There we go. Alright, time to wash off I'm heading to town, find something to eat.